New ways of booking flights and self-check-in can make air travel more efficient and give the traveller greater independence.
However, there are problems, as this greater flexibility can leave airlines vulnerable to crippling immigration fines.
Passengers frequently travel with improper documentation and risk deportation when they arrive at their destination, and it's the airline that is left to pick up the bill. To make matters worse, operational structures within airlines often mean the costs are passed from cost centre to cost centre, making it almost impossible to accurately assess and control the scale of the problem. And when it is combined with the massive negative effect on brand loyalty when things go wrong, you can understand the urgency to come up with a simple, reliable solution. Today, the challenge for airlines is to comply and keep pace with the thousands of international immigration and travel regulations, affecting each and every passenger, all of which can change on a daily basis and on a global scale. I've come to discover more about TravelDoc,
A new software tool enabling airlines to ensure that their passengers are in possession of all the correct documentation.
at online booking, at self-check-in pods, and at traditional check-in desks.
TravelDoc provides a clear proceed or don't proceed instruction well before airlines fly.
So how can TravelDoc make major cost savings to airlines and dramatically improve the customer experience?
The reason I call is I wonder if possible to reschedule meeting for about...
This traveller has flown from Warsaw on a code-share flight without anyone noticing his passport is out of date. He's arrived in London to catch a connecting flight on another airline to Hong Kong. Unfortunately for him, he has a nasty surprise in store.
Good morning, sir. Thank you. I'm very sorry, sir. Your passport is out of date. You will not be able to travel on this flight today.
No, it's not possible. Was okay in Poland. Why you make problem here?
The airline that flew him to London may now face a fine. Had this passenger completed his journey, the airline facilitating his connecting flight to Hong Kong would have picked up the penalty for his entire journey, and the cost to the airline could run into thousands.
But let's go back. How would an airline using TravelDoc have eliminated the possibility of this passenger travelling with improper documentation at his departure in Warsaw?
Morning.
Morning, sir.
I have passport.
TravelDoc is easily integrated into any DCS system, is fully automated, and its user-friendly interface provides real-time instant results.
Sorry, sir, your passport is out of date?
TravelDoc has verified this passenger is unable to travel without an in-date passport. While he won't fly as planned today, TravelDoc has saved him the stress of being stranded at a foreign airport.
And importantly, the cost saving to the airline of not having to pay for his repatriation is substantial.
This passenger attempted to enter the USA without the necessary visa. He's being detained and will soon be deported. In the past, he had frequently visited the US on short business trips. However, as this trip is more than 90 days, he must have the required visa. As he self-checked in at London and rushed through departures, no one challenged his lack of visa. And again at the departure gate, his lack of visa went unnoticed and he was allowed to travel. Now the airline will be forced to pick up all the costs of repatriation and will inevitably face a hefty fine.
But let's go back to his departure in London. How would the TravelDoc solution for self-check-in kiosks have benefited the airline and the customer in this situation? TravelDoc's fully integrated and customer-friendly interface for self-check-in kiosks provides simple traffic light go, no-go indicators, making it immediately clear when there is a problem with the traveller's documentation.
Excuse me. Yeah, I've got a problem. Well, I'm going to the US and it's telling me I need a visa.
TravelDoc has verified that this passenger is unable to travel without a visa. So while he won't be travelling today, he is saved the stress of being refused entry to the USA and the humiliation of being deported.
And once again, the cost saving to the airline in thousands of dollars of potential immigration fines and repatriation costs is considerable.
Next passenger, please. Come on. Dawdling.
Good morning, madam. How are you today?
Good morning. Fine, thank you.
Can I see your passport,
Yes,
please?
you can. Here they are.
Thank you.
Okay, so you're travelling to Mexico today.
That's right, with my daughter.
Lovely. I just need to see a letter of consent from the non-travelling parent or guardian.
Pardon?
TravelDoc has identified the requirement for a notarised letter of consent from the non-travelling parent when a minor travels with only one parent.
But no one else said that. They've never said that on the website.
Without TravelDoc, it is more than likely our mum and her daughter's problem would not have been detected pre-flight, and they would have boarded that plane only then to have been prevented from entering Mexico. And then the costs to the airline really do begin to mount up.
But let's look back one last time. How could an airline improve their passenger processing time and the customer experience by integrating TravelDoc into its website?
From the moment our mother makes her online booking, TravelDoc begins instantly checking that she has the perfect documentation for her journey and has abided by all the relevant regulations from the thousands of international travel rules which are constantly being monitored and updated by TravelDoc in real time. Here, TravelDoc has verified that our mum is unable to travel to Mexico with her child without a letter of consent from the non-travelling parent. But thanks to TravelDoc, there is time to organise that letter of consent.
Oh, hello, darling.
Good morning, madam. How are you today?
Good morning. Fine, thank you.
Can I see your passports,
Yes, you
please?
can. Here they are.
Thank you. Okay, so you're travelling to Mexico today.
That's right, with my daughter.
Lovely. I just need to see a letter of consent from the non-travelling parent or guardian.
Here it is.
The holiday is still on, her customer experience dramatically improved, and the cost saving to the airline
Is priceless.
whether online buying a ticket or to self-check-in or the main check-in desk. TravelDoc will dramatically reduce the frequency and hence the costs of your customers landing with imperfect documentation.
Today, ICTS data shows that TravelDoc serves around 50 airlines worldwide, screening 100,000 flights and over 20 million passengers a year. And the cost savings to these airlines and avoided fines can potentially reach a staggering $30 million on an annual basis.
Airlines using the system have seen instant reductions in immigration fines and the costs of deportation. And by spotting potential problems before they happen, well, that can only benefit the customer experience.
TravelDoc, making immigration fines a thing of the past and customer loyalty the way of the future. TravelDoc, no journey should start without it.